Hey everyone, this is Pramila Rawal and welcome to this course of Android app development. In this course, we are going to develop Tic Tac Toe Game. So let's create a new project by clicking New Project button and choose Empty Activity. Click on Next button, your project name, or okay, this is your package name, your project location. We are going to develop it in Kotlin and the minimum API level. Now click on Finish button. So it will take around 1 minute to load everything. After complete loading, let's run it now and check your first project on Android. So this is the first Hello World app in Android with a title bar and a text view. So let's check the XML part now. So this is the Hello World text view. So let's replace Hello World with Tic Tac Toe Game. Okay, it should be on top because it's a heading. So remove this constraint from here. So it will be located automatically at top. So the next thing will be its size, 30 dp, its color. Let's choose hexacode by clicking here. Okay, so this is the color, and let's make some margin from all the directions by 20 pixels. Okay, now after completing this, we'll use custom font here for decoration. So search here font style, font family, and choose here, click on more fonts and choose any one font from these. So let's take this one. Okay, create downloadable fonts and click on OK button. You will see that the font will be reflected here. Okay, now let's run the app again. So as we are making Tic Tac Toe game, we have two buttons inside grid view. So you can see, let's run it again. So the font family will be reflected on app. For now, until completed this, let's create a grid view, grid layout. wrap content, and close this. Okay, another process. Stop it and run it again. Okay, so we need here 3 columns. So column count will be 3 and row count will be 3. Let's create a button inside this. Button width 90 dp and button height 90 dp. Its margin from all the directions also 10 dp. Its ID B1. Okay, and close it now. So let's create B2 and B3 similarly. B2 and B3. So as the column count is 3, the next button will be shift at next row and maximum number of rows will be 3. So next count from here. So it automatically shifted at a second row. And 5, 6, and similarly 7, 8, 9. This one is 9, 8, and 7. Okay, and also let's move it to center. Okay, so I am making it constraint by moving it left, right, both sides. So end constraint, start to start. Now bottom to bottom constraint, and the last one will be. So automatically these 4 lines are added. It should be okay. And now for setting font on complete project, what we have to do, we have to open the theme, and inside theme we have to add font family. Item, and its name will be font family, and it will be this font. Okay, so the font will be applicable to complete project. Okay, let's see the output. So as it's not showing the updated code, like it should be applicable project. Okay, so title is updated, but let's see, let's run it again. It will change the font of this action bar text also. Okay, so for now let's start working on your Kotlin file. Okay, so for every button we have to make click listener. Let's check the updated file. Now you can see the action bar text is also in new font style from here. Okay, now B1 PM. That's why that's why it will show error. So what you have to do for removing find view by id line, like as we use find view by id in Java, but in Kotlin this is like a powerful thing about Kotlin, that we don't need to write find view by id method in Kotlin. So what we have to do for that, Kotlin Android extensions. So as we have added the plugin here, we will be able to use the buttons directly on Kotlin file without making any typecast. Okay, so now if we will write here button names, it will not show any error, like B1. So it will show the location of B1. Okay, so as it's showing that its location is inside activity main, so press alt and enter. So its location is updated here. Now let's make click listener for this button. Set on click listener. Okay, now on click of button B1, if b1.text was empty, then b1.text was x, else b1.text equals four. Let's run it now and click on B1 button. As it's empty, this condition will be called and it will set the text x on B1. Now if if condition will be false because it's empty, and it will go to else condition and the text will be O on again click. Okay, so what should be there, if a text is already there, the button will be not editable. So before that, let's increase the size of every button. Size 20, and its style also bold. Okay, and paste it for every button. Okay, now run it again. Okay, so if let's choose 2-player here. Okay, so here if chance of P1 and chance, okay, and let's make a okay player equals P1. Okay, if it's chance of p1, okay, then it will print tag x here, and if chance of p, but it will be inside it. So the first condition should be, let's remove this one. Okay, if player goes to p1, then it's going to print x, else it's going to print b1 dot text will be o. Okay, and let's now. So it's saying that if b1 is empty and if chance of player 1, then it will print x, otherwise it will print o. Now let's check it. Okay, it's showing x. Now again I will click here again. It is not going to change it because of this condition. If button don't have any text, then and only it will execute this. Okay, now also one thing here. Okay, similarly for b2, so we can do one thing. We can create a method here, function button click. Okay, okay, inside this we are going to pass a variable button type button. Okay, okay, and here what we are going to do, we are going to replace b1 with button. Okay, and now call it inside here, and here we are going to pass context of button. Now let's run it. Similarly, we just need to call this method for every button. We don't need to write this code again and again. So let's check it now. It's working. Okay, similarly make this thing for every button. So this is button 9, and we have to pass here button 9. Similarly for button 8, button 7, 6, 5, 4, okay, 4, copy this 3. Okay, on next line, and the last one is 2. Okay, so let's run it. So every button will print X on click. Okay, according to the logic. So what we have to do, check the output first. So wherever you will click, it's gonna show you X only. So what you have to do, you have to change the chance of player also. Okay, so if player is P1, then it will print X. Now it's chance of player P2. Similarly, after that, if player chances player equal to P2, then it will not call this, it will call this one. Okay, so when it will print O, we have to pass here chance of player P1. Okay, so if it's player 1, then it will print X, and now other player will play. Okay, and if it's chance of player P2. Okay, now after clicking by first player, okay, it will go to this statement. So let's check, call it again. So the basic functionality, basic logic is done. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to check for the functionality of winning. Okay, now you can see okay, else player is P2 if player equal to P1, then player equal to P2 and text. Okay, else player equal to P1. Okay, let's remove this and run it again. Now you can see it's working perfectly. Okay, chance by chance perfectly, working perfectly. But we have to check if win by X or O. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to create a separate method here, function win. Okay, if b1 dot text equals p1. Okay, and b2 dot text equals empty x, and b3 dot text equals x. Then let's make a separate method for toast. Here we are going to pass string variable message. Okay, and here call toast dot make text. Here we have to pass the context, which is this @ main activity. Okay, here we are going to pass write its message and toast duration. Okay, and show the toast. Okay, so if the condition is this, then it will show a message x won the game. Okay, now another condition here. Similarly, if it's O, okay, then O won the match. Similarly, if B3, B4, B5 and B6 goes to X, then X won the match. And similarly, if it's O, then O won the match. Let me show you here. If in first logic, if B1, this one and this one all are X, then X won the match. If these all are O, then O won the match. Similarly, if this complete row is X, then X won the match. Another condition for O is if complete row is O, won the match. Now it's for third row. Here 7, 8 and 9. Okay, let's decorate the code. Okay, now same condition for X. This is for O. If B7, B8 and B9 are similar, then O won the match. If these all are showing X at the end of the game, then X won the match. Okay, now let's check diagonally. If B1, B5 and B9 are similar. Okay, copy this. If B1, B5, B9 are similar, then X won the match. If these three are showing O, then O won the match. Okay, let's make a new condition. Diagonally is this one, but this one is also remaining now. If B3, B5 and B7 are equal, B3, B5 and B7 are equal, then O won. Similarly for X, if B3 showing X, B5 and B, then X will won the match. Okay, so diagonally is also done. So we have to do this way also. B1, B5, B1, B3, B2, B3, B1, B2, B3. Okay, B1, B5, B9, B1, B5, B9. Okay, this way also. B1, B3, B4 and B7. B1, B4 and B7. Similarly for O. Now let's check for B2, B5 and B8. B2, B5 and B8. If if 3 are showing O, then O won the match. Okay, and if all 3 are showing X, then X won the match. Okay, the last and is this condition is this one. B3, B6 and B9. B3, B6 and B9 are similar, then X won the match. And if all are showing O, then O won the match. Let's run it. Also we have to call this function inside button click. Okay, so at the end this function will be called, and if any of these condition will be executed, okay, then it will show the toast. Okay, so let's call it again. Let's run it again because we called it later. Okay, so let's check. X won the match. Okay, now it should disable all the buttons. Okay, the output is correct. Let's run it again. Okay, let's the logic again. Okay, and if I'll is now chance of O. So let's click here, wishing O won the match. But after that, it should disable the complete layout. But I am able to click here. It should not show this thing. Okay, and its height will be also tab content. Okay, now it should be on bottom. Okay, on center. For making it on center, you have to constrain it to right and constrain it to left. Now it's on center. Okay, now let's provide some functionality for reset button here. Dot set on click listener. Okay, and on click of reset button, what we have to do, we have to set, we have to recreate all the views, or we have to set beyond dot text equals to empty. Similarly, let's make a method for this function reset. Okay, here what we have to do, v9 v8 v7 v6 v5 v4. Okay, similarly p3. Okay, now call reset button reset method inside on click of button. Let's check reset functionality now. And click on reset. It should be tie this time. Okay, so we have to make a functionality of tie also. So click on reset. Okay, so it's cleared now because of this function. Okay, because we are clearing all the buttons. Okay, now let's make a functionality for drop, like see O in the game. Okay, now these two buttons are not no, means these two buttons are empty, so these should be disabled, but these are not disabled. We can click on these. Okay, again O win. Okay, so this is a bug, so we have to resolve it. We have to disable it after winning the game. Okay, so let's make a function for disable all the buttons. Okay, and now let's copy all the buttons from here. Okay, paste here and false. Okay. Now do the same thing for every button. So it will disable all the buttons. Okay. So where to use this method now? We have to use this method after winning the match. Okay. So here we can use the method. Okay. Copy the method and paste here. Click make. Let's do one thing. Let's make only one condition for x. We can copy all these from here and let's make AND conditions or condition. Okay, like this. Okay, for all x. So the third one is this one. Get it and remove this. Okay, the fourth condition is one. And paste it here. The fifth condition for x winning is okay. So do the same for this also. This. The another condition for x winning is this one. Copy the complete code and use AND statement and paste here. Okay, and another condition is this one. Remove these and paste it here. And the last condition is this one. Okay, copy it, remove this and paste it here, right? So now close it at this place. Okay, let's check for x. Okay, so what we did here is we put all the condition in one if block. Okay, so if these all conditions are followed, then X will 1. So in any of these conditions, if any of these all condition will be followed, then X will be 1. Let's check the output. Okay. Here on clicking here, it will print X, and this line, using this line, it will win the match. Okay. So click here. It have disabled the complete keyboard. I can't click here. Okay. Because disable button method. Okay. So that means one of these condition is true. So which condition is true? B1, B1, B4, B7. Here B1, B4 and B7 having X clicked. Okay. So B1, B4 and B7. So because of this statement, the function is true. So it's calling these functions. Now similarly, make this for O. Okay. But here what we have to replace it? We have to replace the X with O. So there are two types of condition here. One for X and another for O. This condition will be true, X won the match. If this condition will be true, then O won the match. What if both conditions are not true? Then in else statement, we will pass a message tie game or match draw. Okay. So, but if means what if only just we this will not call, but it will definitely call. Okay. We have to enable all the buttons on clicking reset. So what we have to do now, we have to enable all the buttons when we click on reset button. Okay, so we have to paste all the code here. Okay, and true for all the buttons. And run it again. And now check here. Okay, now click on reset. All will be enabled and board will be cleared. Okay, now you can play the game again. Alright, so tie game. Okay, reset it again and play again. Okay, so the game is completed now. Okay, id for text view, id text result. Okay, and let's change the font color by clicking here, or just take it blue, or let's take orange. Okay, and its size also 0.5. Alright, now set text equals to what? X won the match. Alright, copy this, and in case of Y won, print it here and type here sorry, O, and the third one is match draw. Type. Okay, let's check the output now and see the output. So match draw. Okay, so it's done now. Let's reset it and make similar functionality for X. So X won the match. Okay, reset it now, and let's check for O now. So diagonally O won the match. Okay, so you can see on text view is showing O won the match. Okay, so it's perfectly working now. So that's all. That's how we create the game in Android.